Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Penguin Nonsense. I am your host, Edith, and there is currently a lot going on in my house. So if you just see me wandering around, that's what's going on. But here we are, and if you hear the dogs, just don't mind them. We have some guests, and they just always bark before they even come to the door. Once they get to the door and they come in, they're like, okay. Hi. But if they're outside the door, I don't know what goes on. But yes. Welcome back to another episode. Here we are. It's Monday. We have officially started May. It is my birth month. Yay, birthday. On the 21st, I will officially be 30, and it's kind of scary. 30 sounds like a very serious age. I feel like I should have kids and whatnot by now, but I feel like I'm still too young to do all of that. So it's honestly a little scary. But I'm honestly I'm like, oh my gosh, we made it this far. So I'm actually pretty happy about that. There's a time where I didn't think I'd make it here. So so that's a win. And thankfully we are here. And I'm glad the people that have joined me through all these 30 years, and some people have stayed for like half of my lifetime that I have met since I was in school and that have stayed here. So it's honestly quite amazing. But yeah, the big 3-0. We'll see how it goes. I guess 31 because I guess technically we're ending 30 years. I don't know. Birthdays always are weird to me because technically you're at the end of that, and that's what. So here we are. Here we go. And there we go. We're gonna go down a rabbit hole if we go on this way. But yeah. So on the 21st, y'all can all wish me happy birthday. But yeah, this episode, I tend to always have my stories ready for me. But then we're gonna do a little bit of more of like, we'll see what comes to mind, what looks interesting. And yeah, we'll go from there. If you see paint on my hands, just ignore it. Today, we were working with the kids at church. We're doing Mother's Day stuff, and a lot of it was painting. So it was great. But yeah, and yeah, that's all I have for y'all. So without making this any longer than it already has gone, let's get on with our first story of today. So our first story, I already kind of had chosen, so but I just haven't cut it out. So here we go. Life and all. So this title goes, Living Fossil Fish Species Once Thought to be Extinct for 70 million years Photographed in a Red Sighting. So a species of, if I pronounce this wrong, just ignore me. You know, me and words, they just don't get along. A species of coelacanth, a fish that dates back to before the dinosaurs, has been photographed in Indonesia for the first time. And I saw the picture. I don't know if y'all can see on my phone. Probably not. Well, I mean, I'm over here trying to click it to where it's not be blurry. And it's not like the camera. I'm so sorry. Goodness. Excuse my moment. This is where we all go, the whole facepalm meme. But yeah, it's a pretty cool fish. It looks pretty giant, pretty massive, and I like the fact that it's like kind of speckled and whatnot. But anyways, it was once considered to be extinct for 70 million years and was photographed in the Maluku Archipelago, Indonesia. It marks the first time since the species has been caught on camera in Indonesian waters. And And the rare fish was spotted by divers searching approximately 475 feet below the ocean's surface. That's a long ways. But it was caught by a marine biologist, Alexis Chapuis. I'm going to say that's the name. If I pronounce it wrong, just, with unseen expeditions. It's credited with the sighting per Swiss luxury watchmaking company Blancpain, which helped fund the expedition. It said that they overcame the challenge of deep mixed gas diving, which was led by many divers experienced with compression sickness, sometimes referred to as the bands, per the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The expedition was a collaboration between international organizers and the Udayana University in Bali. This fish is often mistakenly called a living fossil or dinosaur fish because it has been known from fossils dated back for more than 400 million years, way before dinosaurs, and was thought to be extinct until 1938 when a specimen was discovered in a fishing net off the coast of South Africa. And since then, it has marked one of the biggest natural history discoveries in the 20th century. So very little is known because their sightings are so rare. And it goes on to say about how, where exactly this was done at and that kind of stuff and what they were doing there. But it just goes on and on with more information, but not to make it too long. It's pretty cool. I've always, I know I gave you a lot of extinction articles, or animals that are on extinct or coming back from extinction or that kind of stuff. But I just think it's really cool. It's always kind of fun. I know that at one point somebody had said something, and I can't remember who it was that said it, that explorers aren't a thing anymore, as much as it used to be back in the day, way back in the day. So the fact that we're either rediscovering stuff that we thought was long gone or bringing stuff back that we thought at one point was long gone, I think it's pretty neat. And I don't need to be a broken record and keep repeating myself from the other episodes, that I just think this is pretty cool, and it has its ups and downs, but at the end of the day, I think it's great. So pretty cool fish. I like fishes, so when I saw the picture, I thought it was pretty cool. The fact that it's older than dinosaurs, that says something. And obviously not the fish itself, just the fact that they've existed this long. But to have something that has gone from ages from dinosaurs to now, I think it's pretty neat. Most things die off after so many years, and the fact that this fish is still going strong, it's pretty neat. So yeah, that was a pretty cool, interesting story. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know if you already knew about this fish, which I think is a pretty neat fish to know. I didn't even know we had such fish. Then again, it's not like I keep up with fish names or anything like that, but pretty neat. It looked pretty giant, but it didn't look like nothing too huge. I don't know why I was expecting something ginormous, because when I think something before dinosaurs, I just think everything was ginormous, at least from the dinosaur era. So definitely, I thought it was pretty small compared to because the diver was right next to it. So, there's them. But yeah, like I said, let me know what you guys thought of that story. And the next one is our Reddit story. This one I had not picked yet, so as I'm picking through, let me see. I read out the titles to you. No, I'm kidding. I won't do that. But I think I have found something. Let's see. Ooh, I don't know what that means. This should be interesting.
One eternity later.
Okay, this will be fun. This is from subreddit Am I the A-hole? And it was posted 7 hours ago, so it's pretty recent. And it goes, my 32 female sister, 28 female, is getting married in a few weeks. Oh, I didn't even read to y'all the title. Hold up, let's back it up. All right. Am I the a-hole for refusing to attend my sister's wedding or give a gift after she invited my ex but excluded my wife? So, like I said, my 32 female sister, 28 female, is getting married in a few weeks. She recently sent out official invites, and while I was included, my wife, 30 female, was not. When I asked about it, my sister told me that the decision was intentional. She said she wants her wedding to be as peaceful as possible and that she doesn't feel comfortable having my wife there. For context, my wife and sister have never gotten along particularly well. There's no major incident or explosion of history, just mutual dislike and passive-aggressive exchanges over the years. That said, my wife has always been respectful at the family gatherings, and I've never seen her act out. What makes this worse, though, is that my ex-girlfriend, who I dated for 4 years before meeting my wife, is invited. My sister remained friends with her after we broke up 6 years ago. I didn't love it, but I never made an issue out of it. Still, it's incredibly hurtful to see that my sister would rather include someone from my past than someone I haven't spoken to in years over the person I've chosen to build a life with. I told my sister that I wasn't comfortable attending under these circumstances and that I wouldn't be sending a gift either. I said if she doesn't recognize my wife as part of the family, then she shouldn't expect me to play along with the celebration as if everything is fine. She accused me of being petty and trying to punish her for setting boundaries. My parents have since called to say that I'm overreacting and that I should just go and keep peace. To me, this feels more than a disagreement. It feels like a fundamental lack of respect for my marriage. But the family seems to think I'm making it about me. So, am I the a-hole for refusing to attend the wedding and declining to give a gift because of how my wife has been treated? Whew. No. No. It's actually funny because I was having a conversation with my mother this morning about this. And not necessarily a wedding, but sometimes everybody has a hater. One or another way, somebody doesn't like you. And that is part of life. But it's crazy to me that people go long ways to make that person they don't like either distasteful to other people without other people getting to know this person, or making sure that they don't ever get to have like something like community or something or friends or whatnot, and always bad talking and going out of their way to making sure this person is hated for no reason but the only reason that they don't like them. Because my mom was having a certain situation like that at work, and I don't understand how people can be that miserable. Like, if somebody doesn't like you, okay, oh well, get over it. They don't like you for a reason, and that's them. But I don't understand why we have to go to great lengths to make someone feel unappreciated or make someone feel bad or that kind of stuff. And I feel like this does it. You know, I get that maybe they didn't have the most great relationship. And I'm a little torn because I totally am for the husband sticking up for his wife. It's the first thing I would expect out of my husband. Like I would definitely appreciate if something like that was happening and my husband was like, hey, why wasn't she invited? That kind of stuff. And the fact that he would stand up for me and be like, well, I'm not going if she's not going. Then that would obviously make me feel real happy. And I'm glad he did stick up for her. But at the same time, I feel torn because it's kind of disrespectful that this family isn't inviting her and everybody's like, oh, well, you're just being over dramatic. Just go to the wedding. So that also kind of makes me think that either this person's wife has been maybe kind of rude to everybody to where everybody's like, get over it, just go to the wedding. So I don't know. I don't know what to think. Like, I think a lot of thoughts about this, but if she generally, it was a few rare occasions where they had a thing here or there, and that was that. And I mean, you're allowed to not invite people who you don't want to the wedding, but don't expect people to not be mad when you're not going to, especially when it's something this close. Like if it was like an acquaintance or something, by all means, but this is family. The fact that you're expecting them to come or even to send you a gift, it's quite crazy to me. Like if you're not going to invite them, don't expect a gift out of them either. So that's just my 2 cents. And I totally agree. If he doesn't want to buy a gift, he shouldn't have to buy a gift. I will not sit here and be like, oh no, he has to go, because at the end of the day, what doesn't make you feel comfortable, I've always told y'all, then don't do it. If you don't want somebody at something, especially something like your wedding, don't invite them. That's that. It's your piece. And like she said, it's sad that, she's putting these boundaries, and that's fine. Everybody's allowed to put their boundaries, but don't expect people to go out of their ways to accommodate those boundaries. Some people don't want to accommodate those boundaries. And the fact that they're married, if it was his girlfriend, then maybe I'd be like a little bit more, but that's his wife. So, I'm pretty sure she wouldn't want, her husband's family to do the same to her, and for him to just go to this party or whatever happens there. So it's a little bit of everything, and just depending the situation. And if we had more context, I could make a better decision on that. But I think for now, not the asshole for standing up for his wife, not the asshole for not wanting to go. And I hope something better comes out of the situation, because it's a little off. But this one has been tagged as a proctologist only orifice. So it says when this mode gets turned on, only users with enough subreddit comment karma are able to comment. So it goes, the top comment, not the a-hole. Let me guess, your ex is single. And OP does reply and said, yeah, she is. And while I love to believe that's irrelevant, I can't help but wonder if there's more to the invite than staying friends. The fact that my wife wasn't invited, but someone I dated 4 years ago was, definitely raises eyebrows. It just feels incredibly disrespectful, not just to my wife, but to our marriage. Whether it's intentional or not, it sends a message I can't ignore. And it's the person responds back, and then we can also guess why your sister doesn't like your wife. Yeah, don't go. If your parents tell you again to keep peace, then your sister is the one doing. Say that your sister is the one doing the shady stuff, not you. So people are like, peace comes either way, peace for her, peace for him, that kind of stuff. And yeah, pretty much everybody agrees. So I don't know. I don't see anybody being like, no, like she's right. But I think that comment with like, to each their piece was pretty good. As I hate it when people are like, oh, just keep the peace. Like, I get it if you're already in the situation, and that's great. But if you have time in advance to not go to a certain event because of somebody or that kind of stuff, then at that point you have the choice to not go, you know. But if you're already at the event, and I was like, okay, well, obviously you don't want to start a fight in the middle of everybody already being there. So, but that's with time stuff. I think it's fine. And I think that was a good thing. Like I said, I don't think she's bad for setting her boundaries and not wanting that person there. And if she has other intentions, then, that's a little sad. Just because you thought this girl would have been better for your brother or whatnot, I think that's just your opinion. But he obviously broke up with her for a reason, So I think respect your brothers, or no, I think it was a female. Respect your sisters. Yeah, now that I think about it, I think I saw female on there. Respect your siblings. Because it says my 32 female, sister 28 female. Yeah, because they're both family. Her wife is, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I'm pretty sure I kept saying husband. So at the end of this story, everybody, please forgive me. It's 2 women. But still, either way, it doesn't matter. Girl, boy, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the fact that you have to stand up for your significant other, and I think that's that. And he did right, or she, sorry, I keep thinking it was husband. And she did right standing by her. But I think the sister did right just by setting her boundaries. But if the sister has other intentions in mind, that's where I draw the line. Because, just let it go. You're not here to make Cupid. You're not here to make anybody's life's decisions or anything. As much as you say friends, great for you. But this person doesn't want anything to do with this person. And like I said, move on. They said, 4 years, and then they haven't seen this person. So why are you bringing them up now? But yeah, that's my 2 cents. I hope everything works out. And thankfully, for me, not having my family, my wedding would have been devastated, because thankfully I have a very close family, because it's just us. It's just me, my parents, my siblings. That's it. We don't have any cousins, uncles, or anything here in our state or our county or anything. So it's just us. So we've always just been us, and we're close. And if any of them hadn't been there, I would have been devastated. But thankfully, they were all there. So I'm sure it must suck if she really does like her sister and wants her to be there, that this is the line to want to die on. I don't think so. If you really love them, but I can't blame you for wanting to set boundaries either. So there's that. But yeah, that's what I have. I don't know. I'm very torn. Let me know what you guys think. How would y'all have handled the situation? Oh, that was rough. I don't know. I feel very torn about that, as I can't blame any of them. But yeah, that's my 2 cents. Let's move on to our next story of today. Woohoo! This one I gotta find, because my husband sent me this one. It was about a little turtle, but now I can't find the story, you guys. Just bear with me here. What if I can't find it? And then, nope. Oh, wait, maybe it's on my, wait. Me and him tend to use WhatsApp to text each other instead of text messages. We're just weird like that. Oh, here we go. It was on my WhatsApp. So, this story is really cute. We're going to move on to our third story of today. And if I could if I really could, and if I was a millionaire, most of my money would probably be spent on trying to buy all these farmland so I can have all the pets in the world or save all the doggies that I possibly could. I love animals, and my heart breaks whenever someone doesn't get treated right and that kind of stuff, or doesn't get to have like a free life. I don't like caging animals. I don't like putting them in crates. I just it breaks my heart. And I know that sometimes it's okay. I know a lot of people do it. Crates are very common, and it's totally fine, but I just you don't like to. And not necessarily because they're in a crate, it means it's bad for them, but or like fishes, they have tanks, that kind of stuff. So but it's still hard sometimes. And I have fishes, I have hermit crabs, but at least we make sure that they have a nice big one and that they have the resources that they would need if they were out in the wild. So, but if I could, I would try to save every animal I could. So this story broke my heart a little bit, but it also made my heart a little happy. And like I said, I always like to end with a happy story. And I think this one has a happy ending. No, I don't think. I know it has a happy ending. Okay. So the title goes, a turtle kept in darkness on a diet of cat food feels the sun for the first time in 50 years. 50 years, you guys. So, oh no.
One eternity later.
Oh, there we go. I was like, where is the article? Had to browse it for a moment. I guess. A wild eastern box turtle got her first taste of fresh air and sunshine in decades after she was moved from a New York home to a New Jersey animal rehabilitation center earlier this year. According to NPR and the Washington Post, Rockalina, the turtle, is recovering well after 50 years of living on a tile kitchen floor, and she has the folks at the Garden State Tortoise to thank. Like we do in any rescue, we ask to see photos. And they send us the photos, and my wife and I, our jaws just hit the ground. The Garden State Tortoise founder Chris Leon told NPR on Thursday, April 24. According to Leon, Rockalina's story began in 1977 when a boy playing outside his New York home found her and brought her into his house, where his family kept her for nearly 50 years. The turtle, estimated by Leon to be about 10 or 15 years old when she was brought inside, lived on a cat food and sometimes lettuce. Lived on cat food and sometimes lettuce, and her feet clacked along the family's tile floor instead of the rough terrain outdoors, which would have helped her nails stay short. Oh, it's so sad because I don't think y'all can see that, but let me see if I bring it. Nope. Okay, y'all know I leave links to these articles, so click on the link because her nails are so long. It's so sad. But she looks old, she looks tired, and it's so sad. Okay, I'm going on. In February this year, Leon and the rest of the crew Garden State Turtles received a call from the boy's relative asking for help. In photos, Rockalina looked different than most eastern box turtles, which is brightly colored with blacks, browns, and yellows, and have sharp beaks-like mouth. The over 60-year-old girl instead had a pale skin, overgrown claws that were clerking back up into her skin. Her eyes were in bad shape, and she was missing a tail and was covered in cat hair. Oh, poor little baby. It goes on. We felt we were going to lose her, Leon told. I mean, right away, it was like, I don't know about this one. She can't even see. But Leon was quick to action. He told the outlets, and Rockalina was whisked into a warm bath to soak. After 45 to 50 minutes of her being in a warm water, her eyes opened. And you could tell that she was just like, where am I? What's going on? Leon said. From there, the sweet turtle was placed under a veterinarian's care, receiving antibiotics and a meal made of soft, mushed up foods and a trim to her nails and beak, he told the outlets. A Garden State tortoise also began posting about Rockalina on social media, including one particularly emotional YouTube video this month that features her first moments in the sun in decades. It was such a cute video, you guys. The video is on the article, so go watch it. And she quickly garnered fans who are invested in her recovery. According to the National Park Service, eastern box turtles were once populous on the East Coast from Maine to Florida and were often found in people's backyards, pools, and ponds. The population has decreased over the years as their habitats have degraded, and people like Rockalina's family members took them in as pets. The Smithsonian National Zoo reports that they can live up to over 100 years old. As for Rockalina, she's been improving every single day. Although Leon says she won't be able to live with other turtles because of her decades-long captivity, she's been burying into the ground as her injuries heal and exploring their natural world in an outdoor habitat. I hate that for her, that she won't be able to be with other little turtles. Okay. It was like this turtle seems to know we're helping her, because every single step of the way that we did something, she immediately responded to it. Rockalina is also back to some of her old ways and has even munched on an earthworm since going back outside. She's absolutely adorable, Leon told the Post, and with that way that the beak is shaped, it looks like it's constantly smiling, you know? Leon and the rest of the Garden State tortoise also share some advice with anyone that encounters an eastern box turtle in the wild. They're already home, he told the Post. It's just one of those moments that unfortunately in today's world are rare, where you're like, we really actually have a happy ending here. And that was the article. Guys, if you look at the pictures, it's so rough to see how bad in a shape was. And don't get me wrong, I know some people like to have these exotic animals and whatnot, or these animals that are out of the norm to have in your household, and that's fine. But take care of them. I know that I have hermit crabs, and it's not like your typical pet to have. And most people bring them from the beach and they die within a week, a month, if anything. I'll be honest with y'all, I didn't do no research, but my husband did. My husband is a research freak, and anytime we get something, he's like, scrolling, reading 500 articles, finding everything. And thankfully, thanks to him, they're living, they're surviving. They've been there at least 5 years, I believe, because they've been there as long as my husband and I have been together. So yeah, that's crazy, right? So for hermit crabs, I've read that they can live up to 30 years. So just do some research, or have somebody do some research. And if you're not the person type for it, because definitely not me, but thankfully my husband was. And I hate that this turtle was eating cat food. And I feel like nowadays eastern box turtles were like at one point very common pet in American homes and stuff like that. So I feel like they could have done a little bit better than giving them cat food. The trimming of the nails, I didn't even know turtles needed trimming of their nails or anything like that. So that's so sad. They're like so grown now. They were like curving and everything. It's so sad. And the fact that she never had to be outside, that's so even sadder. Like, she didn't know what a grass felt like. She was probably going around like the grass and being like, what the heck is this, you know? So I feel so bad for her. But Rockalina is doing fine. I like the name. And yeah, that's that. So I hope y'all enjoy that little story, and I hope it warms your heart, and I hope that the next time you try to get an exotic pet or any other pets that aren't out of your normal, even your normal pets, your cats, your dogs, and all that stuff, like, love them, take care of them. And yeah, there's that. There's the end of that. And that's all I have for you. Y'all be safe, be good. Enjoy the beginning of May. I hope these April showers have bought y'all a lot of May flowers. And that it's a good month. I hope y'all send me all the good vibes because it's my birthday month. So, and yeah, we'll see you on the next episode. Who knows? Maybe next week, maybe the week after that. I don't know. At this point, we're glad we get one this a month. But yeah. Thank you for being here. So like, subscribe, Spotify, YouTube. I'm sure we're on Google too, I think. That kind of stuff. So follow me. And that's it. Goodbye, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.